Hey, sweetie, check this out. Remember how I've been saying all along that I really didn't think that there was any punishment that was justified in this case? Uh, Apparently, I'm not the only one who feels this way. Check this out. I get up in court today, waiting through, first round. Judges calling people's names, and he's asking for their pleas, and you got guilty, guilty, not guilty, this, that, and the other, right? Gets to me. Now, remember, I told you I was reluctantly agreeing to plead guilty to the charges as per the offer made by the district attorney for a fine of $800 and no jail time, okay? On top, this was to be added on top of the already $1,200 more that I owed, okay? At $25 a month, it's a very long time to be paying that bill, okay? And anyway, the judge calls me up there, goes through the regular stuff like he does with everyone else there, the formalities, and then he asked me how I plead. I told him guilty. He asked, what the recommendation of the state are, and they told him $800. He then asked me how I intend to pay this, and I told him, well, it would just have to be added to the expense that I already owe the court. And he says you owe fines to the court already, and I said yes. Just a month ago I was here for this offense, and I paid a $1,200 fine then and 14 days in jail, and he stops me there and says, okay, we're gonna hold on to this for a minute, and we'll get back to it. Meanwhile, just have a seat, Mr. Jerkins. I said, oh, okay, all right. Well, I go and sit down. My mom is there with me. We don't know. Maybe it's just something complicated there. He's got to fish through it. So, fine. And we wait, and he goes through the whole docket. There gets, now the court was full, so we're there a couple hours at least there, and goes through the whole docket, and now it's down to quite a few less people, we'll just put it that way, and he starts going back through again, okay, calling the people that he had skipped over, like myself, and the list isn't very long, so he gets to me pretty quick, calls me, and again, I get to the podium there, and he just looks at me, and without saying another word says, okay, we're going to shelf this again for a little bit. Now I'm getting concerned, okay? I didn't even get to open my mouth that time, and neither did the district attorney or nobody else, and he's shelving it again. So passing, going on to the next. Okay, so I go back and sit down. He asked me, please have a seat, so I did. I go and sit down, and now me, the district attorney, my mom, everybody is wondering what's going on here. Of course, except for the judge, the judge. But the only one that really mattered, right? But anyway, so the judge calls for a recess, and I'm like, okay, cool. Here's an opportunity. I can get up to the district attorney and find out what the possibilities are. See what maybe's going on, with the judge. So everybody starts scattering from the court, and going on their break there, and I go chasing out right away. Shoom. She's pretty quick on her feet, that district attorney, man. As soon as he announced the break and left the room, she did too. Pow! She's gone down to the fines counter, and she's there doing some business there. Anyway, I go walking down the hall, see her there. I step up to her. Hey, what's going on? Do you have any idea why he keeps delaying us here? Why he keeps shelving us like this? She looks at me and says, I have no clue unless there's some thing he's got wrong with the dates or something like that. And I'm like, huh, I really don't know. And she doesn't know either. So now I don't know whether to be concerned or happy. So I'm just going to go with the flow and just be, you know. So I went back into the courtroom and I sit down with Mom, and I just don't even really tell her anything. I just look at her and shrug my shoulders, because that's really all I know, right? And okay, so the judge comes back out, and this time he's on the final round. He's called 2 people up and taken care of them, and now he's called me, and this is the final round now. He's called me up, and he says, you know, $25 a month is a long time to be paying on these bills. And he says, you're on a fixed income of $834 a month. He says, I can understand that it's taking everything that you've got to survive, and you really can't do more than $25 a month. And then he says, you know, right now, he says, what did you used to do before you became disabled? And I said, well, I was in the Army for 6 years, and then I was in the construction for 30 years. I majored in carpentry. And he says, did you think maybe there's something there you could do in the community? Something I can do in the community is a non-profit that could earn some credit towards that what I owe. And I said, oh yeah, I know there is, of course. I would love to do that. It sounds like an excellent idea. So he says, rather than tacking on another $800 to this fine, I'm going to give you a chance to work off the fine that you have at $7.50 an hour, or basically minimum wage, credited towards whatever I can do in the community, as long as I can prove the hours that I work. And guess what? I got friends at the nursing home, for example, where I would love to just be able to donate time, but here where it's going to be credited to me too, why not, right? So we have reasons to celebrate, sweetie. Yes. And celebrations commence henceforth, and hereon for noweth and forevereth and ever. Knoweth what I meaneth? shalleth I keepeth. Oh, baby. That's freaking great news. It's great, awesome, fantastic news, because you know me, I like to stay busy, and it's boring as hell sometimes, not having anything to do. And now I have a real excuse to get out of here for at least a few hours a week, you know. It doesn't have to be bust balls, where I'm working for myself and earning credit as I do. You know, it's better than trying to pinch $25 a month out of a stone, right? So the judge is a wise and generous man, and a very just-hearted man. So I guess there is justice here. I guess there is, you know, and it's fantastic. Everything is rock and roll from here on out. I'm certified. I can use my medication now without being hassled or bothered. I have a means to work off the fines for the trouble I got in the process of becoming certified to use my medicine, which is really cool. I have something to do, which is always good. Always good. A man, woman, I don't care who you are, you need something to do. You got to stay busy. You have to stay rolling. Otherwise, you become a flat rock and you gather moss, and Rolling Stone gathers no moss. You don't want any moss. So, I am in celebratory mood, and I've got my cup of coffee, which is almost empty, and I'm going to be getting me some more in a minute here. And as you can see, I am dressed in my BDUs, but you know what? This is a celebratory BDU. Yes, it's hard to tell the difference between the war and the celebratory. In fact, there's so little difference, it's almost not there. But this, just so you know, is celebratory. So, on with the party, on with life. Peace out.